Monthly meeting of the trustees to order, and we'll start with the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please call the roll.
Trustee Mathis.
Here.
Trustee Rizzo.
Here.
Mayor Casper.
Here. So trustee Gifford and trustee Lockwood are excused tonight. So it's just the three of us. And we'll move on to item number 3, which is privilege of the floor, and we have Sharon Trumpler and Christine Maggio wanting to speak.
Yes.
Do you want us over
Yeah,
there?
it's a bit better there.
All right,
Yeah.
make it clear.
And if you don't mind,
That's fine.
could you just give me your address?
Sure. Sharon Trumpler, 218 Glen Avenue, and FYI, I live directly behind the liquor store.
And Christine Mezzio, 222 Glen Avenue, and I'm right behind the hairdresser. I'm
Okay.
adjacent to the CVS lower
I
parking
think I've
lot.
spoken to you before. haven't I?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Yeah, and that's primarily why we're here. We wanted to find out if you had heard anything yet about the proposed new CVS building.
Yep.
Okay.
Heard a little bit. You brought it up, I think, two
Yes,
meetings
2
ago,
months
and I
ago.
said I had it. I kind of had to tell a white lie, because when things are in the middle of negotiations,
I kind of figured.
to not interfere with that as a government official, you just
Sure.
are
Sure.
quiet. But we were approached by the developer. They had a proposal to take those 3 buildings, Jeanette's, the fish store, and the wine and liquor store, demolish those, build a new CVS building. What they were silent on is what they plan to do with the old one. The assumption is they were going to tear that down and have that for their parking.
Yeah, that's what
So
we
that was presented, I can tell you that that was presented to, the idea was presented to CVS. CVS accepted the idea, which is all fine, well and good, but at that point, what happens is, they have to develop a site plan, and they have to bring that to our planning board. So for your information, the planning board is a 5-member board of volunteers. There are no politicians on that board by design. It's supposed to take all planning out of the hands of politicians. Each member gets 4 hours of training annually for the job that they do. And with the building inspector and the village attorney, they review any proposed development or plans that would go on in our business corridor or really anywhere in the village. So none of that has happened yet. Nothing has been submitted for review to our building inspector. Nothing has come before the planning board. Maybe it will, maybe it never will.
Right,
Okay,
possible.
so really our next step to direct our concerns will be if it comes before the planning board?
Right, right. And when there's a site plan review like that, we've been talking about the notification process we have as far as notifying neighbors and adjoining properties and that sort of thing. For
Yeah,
zoning,
because
it's
we'll be definitely interested in that.
okay. For zoning, it's required. For planning, it's not necessarily required, but we've got all this development with the Dunkin' Donuts and the Mazzone's development down there, and we just had, some neighbors that were concerned as well, so.
Okay, well then one issue I will bring up, only because it concerns the existing state of safety, is there was quite an accident Friday night about 10 p.m. where a car crashed into a telephone pole at the back end of CVS's parking lot, almost right behind Christine's house. Now, I have addressed this issue with the chief of police with regard to the amount of traffic that comes down Sacandaga Road when Mohawk Avenue is blocked off. But this young man, I don't know any of the real details, but I can make an educated guess that he came flying down Sacandaga Road, flew into the CVS parking lot, which fortunately the store was closed, and couldn't negotiate his turn if he was going to get behind Jeanette's, or maybe he was hoping to hit Glen Avenue. But either way, he had a telephone pole. So that's a real good example of the fact that CVS's parking lot is not currently laid out in a way that discourages people from coming down Sacandaga Road and going to Glen in order to avoid all the traffic lights, and vice versa.
Yep. And those are the things that the planning board will take a look at. And I can tell you, I loosely talked to the chair of our board, and even the idea of putting the new store over where those three were was a little bit of a concern,
Mhm.
just because of that, people coming around the corner and maybe veering onto the sidewalk, so they deal with all of that stuff, and they
Okay.
require landscaping and, you know, just all the things that you would expect in a project.
So we will be notified as neighbors.
I'm not sure. I
Okay,
mean,
all
I
right.
can let you know.
All right, because I
Like I
am
said,
so.
we just had this issue come
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with these neighbors not being notified, so we don't
Mhm.
have anything in place at the moment.
okay,
I'm working
okay.
with our attorney.
Because
on
I
that.
am sitting right on CVS's lower parking lot.
Yep.
And there's a lot of traffic that does not belong to CVS.
Mhm.
They use it as a cut-through, and the speed bumps help, but it would greatly impact me to have, you know, the store and
Yep.
the additional,
Yeah, and that's, the
And
planning
the
board will take all that
trucks,
into
yeah,
account, the poor parking,
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the lack of storage at CVS house, so we don't have those rental trucks out in the parking lot all the
Right,
time.
yes, yes, so
Where the snow is gonna be piled and all the other things, that's all the stuff that they do, so.
all right.
Yeah, because we actually don't have a problem
No,
with them changing things. And I work at Jemet, so I'm gonna lose a place to work if this happens. But as far as, you know, living behind it goes, I do have some issues, but I don't object to them wanting to improve
Mhm.
things as long as the majority of the people in the village don't get terribly upset about losing 3 more old buildings
Right.
to progress.
Yep.
So we just want to protect ourselves and our properties
Yeah.
I
from
understand.
fumes and noise and
all those
disaster.
things. So as it gets nearer, if it actually materializes, yes, we would like to know, to have some input. We have some, you know, issues with, you know, the privacy factor, snow removal, drainage, some things that impact us just being, you know,
Okay.
right
all
there,
And I
okay?
think if you are part of the, you know, if you watch the process, we have a really, really good planning board.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I think you'd be happy with the way that they handle things, so.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else that wishes to be heard at privilege of the floor? Seeing none, I'm going to close the privilege of the floor. And move on to item number 4, which is to introduce local law 2015C to amend the code relating to the dog park regulations. I think you guys all got that, the local law with all the rules and the time of operation and all that, so. Anybody care to introduce that one?
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? And please call the roll.
Trustee Mathis?
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo?
Yes.
Mayor Katsas?
Yes. Item number 5 is a resolution to amend the fee schedule for the dog permit fees to no fee for residents, a $50 annual fee for non-resident, and then, I don't know, because I didn't see you send it, you sent a $25 replacement
Yep.
tag fee, so those 2 additional fees.
Make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion on that one? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mathis?
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo?
Yes.
Mayor Katsas?
Yes. Item number 6 is a resolution to reopen section 384D of the Retirement and Social Security Law for Dan Marchand as set forth in chapter 330, the laws of 2015. So this is where through some circumstance, Dan did not sign up or timed out of signing up for 384D. The board voted to allow him to do that. Took a home rule legislation by both Senator Farley and Assemblyman Tedesco to get that done. That was done. And so now it just takes this resolution from us.
Make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion on that one? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mathis?
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo?
Yes.
Mayor Katsas?
Yes. Item number 7 is my comments to the board. I sat down with Supervisor Ketzley on Monday morning to talk about where we're going with the wastewater treatment plant. And at this point, the town is not comfortable with some of the assumptions that were made in the study. They're talking among themselves to see what they need in order to get comfortable, so we're kind of at a stall at this point with it. And I told them to, when they had it all hashed out among themselves, to let me know. And so, no determination if they want to do it now or not. We'll see. Lydia and Andrew are working on a letter to the utility company regarding the double poles in the village and enforcing our code. So we tried to play nice with it, had very sporadic success with them removing these double poles. Lydia's drafted a letter, Andrew added some amendments to that, and then also redid our inventory of the double poles to take out the ones that have already been taken care of. And so we'll be sending a letter out. Looks like we have to get a little more serious as far as enforcing our code for that. I've been talking to John Huther, who is our webmaster as far as our website goes. So Teresa is the one who does the updates and puts things into the website for us, but as far as the main page and some of those things, it takes John Huther to do that. So far, he has put a blog in for our historian. She wanted to have a history blog on the website so that she can get things out to the residents and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a new thing for us. Typically in politics, you don't like to have conversations back and forth, but after talking to Beverly and telling her that she can't say the mayor stinks or anything like that, I'm pretty confident that she's going to stick her, keep her comments to the history of Scotia, so I'm comfortable with that. And then I'm asking him to redesign our homepage. I think it's very user unfriendly. So I'm asking him to have the bullets on the side and more of them to make it easier to navigate and find things as you look at it. And he's working on that layout right now. Sooner or later, you guys are going to be asked to authorize me to sign a contract for something called Compliance Engine, something that Chief Almy wants in the fire department. And it's a company that actually keeps track of the inspections that have to be done for things like cooking hoods and any of the fire inspections, the special inspections in restaurants and stuff like that, to make sure that they're done annually and kept up to date. So it's a big paperwork issue for the fire department. There's no cost to the village for it. There's a fee of what, $10 per business?
$10.
$10.
And that gets applied to the merchants who actually do the sprinkler testing, the fire extinguisher testing like that. So it doesn't even hit, it'll probably get passed on to the merchant down the road, but it's not a direct bill to the merchant.
So it sounds like a good idea to me, and it sounds like something that will make us more efficient. I asked Ken that when he's ready at one of our work sessions, just do a presentation so we get an understanding of all that. So just wanted you to know it's coming. I had a couple nice letters. This shows you how things can be. So if you had asked me if there was a dead tree on 10 Brook Street outside the firehouse, I would have said no. But there has been for a long time. I never noticed it or anything. So I got a letter from Meredith Van Vorst, and maybe you saw this. It says, please give me written permission to decorate the dead tree outside the door of the firehouse for Halloween. Not only does it lend itself to a spooky look, but after Halloween, please cut it down. It's an eyesore. So, yes, she decorated it for Halloween. And then as a joke, it would be Andrew that would cut it down. It's only a little tree, I could have cut it down myself. But as a joke, Andrew, I was meeting with Andrew and Ken walked in and I said, oh, Andrew, Ken's gonna cut that down as training for the power saws and stuff. And sure enough, one of our firefighters went down and cut the tree and cut it up, and our guys picked it up this morning, so it's out of there. So Mrs. Van Vorst will be happy. And then I got a second letter from the owner of Village Tavern, saying, I wanted to thank you for allowing Bisco's Pizzeria and I to hold our block party in honor of the Village Tavern's 80th anniversary. It was an amazing event, and we were able to help out numerous cancer charities through donations made by all those who attended. I'm thankful that my business is located in a community that recognizes the importance of these types of events, and I look forward to working with you again in the future.
They had a good crowd there too, very good crowd.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice of them. We had the storm, I'm going to get it wrong, but the Storm Recovery Office, the state arm of the funding, they came through FEMA for the storm recovery for Hurricane Irene. So they wanted to see our files on two of the big projects. One was the replacement of the aeration system in the lake, and the other was the big sinkhole at the corner of Washington and Shawnee. That was. So, as he always done, Tom Cushing came back, met with the people from the state, with Kathy Busher at DPW. Our files were impeccable and everything's cool, and so they're all happy. And my final comment is, are we still on course for the email going out on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jim's been working his tail off at the dog park and finished today finished today, putting up the blockage for the parking area, so the park is ready to go. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. I've been down there, I think I told you 5 times this week, and everybody that came by was excited and told me it looked great, even non-dog owners like the way it looks and everything, so I think it's a good thing for down there. Thursday, a mass email will go out announcing that the dog park is open with information on how to get their permit and all that kind of stuff. It'll be on the website. They can download the application and fill it out and bring it in with the rest of the stuff they need. We're figuring by Monday we'll start enforcing, you gotta have your tag and all that, so. Okay, those are my comments. Item number 8, correspondence liaison and special committee reports. Trustee Mathis?
Nothing to report.
Trustee Rizzo?
We met, we have a couple committee meetings, we had that one for Memorial Day committee. We got a new chair, and she's putting things together early this year. We're gonna be a lot more organized. She seems to be on the ball with a lot of things, a lot of paperwork that have been missing for payment for groups and stuff like that are being corrected. She's redoing the files on them, so that, she looks like she's ready to go on that, so that should be a lot smoother process than it's been last year. We also had a meeting with the Special Events Committee. We have our Holiday on the Avenue going on. That's going to be on December the 6th, 2 to 5. We're going to start decorating the village as far as putting up the bows on the 21st around 10 o'clock, or if it's a rain day, we're going to have it the next day. We're going to have they call it the Scotia Glenville Pet Band. That's actually going to be in front of the fire truck, in front of Santa Claus this year, so we're kind of adding a few more things on it. We're going to have more craft vendors, I think we're going to have this year, but they're all going to be Christmas related. We're going to put more activities on the western end of the Mohawk Avenue, because we had a lot of complaints there wasn't too much going on, because we got the group in the green, we got the diner that usually has a group, and the guitar place usually has a group, but there's nothing on down here, so we're going to move things down here and get this kind of more activities going in there. We're looking to get the chili cook-off thing going. The new chair we got, Sean, is really anxious and got a lot of good, fresh ideas, and we have a lot more committee than just the 3 of us. I think we got a total of 12 right now. So everybody's working to get things done because we're a little behind schedule. We got Trustco Bank that's going to be in attendance again this year. It's the first time we got them to do it last year, and they're kind of excited about doing it again. So things are clicking along, and we're getting things ready, so it should be good. This is hoping to be good weather.
Great, thanks. Item number 9, departmental reports. Any comments or questions on departmental reports?
Just thanks to the department heads for doing the reports.
Anybody care to accept those?
I'll make a motion to accept the department reports.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10, audit of claims.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second that motion.
I'm glad you 2 guys are here.
I know.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Mathis?
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo?
Yes.
Mayor Casper?
Yes. Item number 11, approval of the minutes of the October 14th regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 12, any new business from anybody?
Only thing I've had is a number of complaints, a couple of residents on the number streets and like on some of the bird streets, overnight parking again. A lot of vehicles have been left there. I spoke to you about some of them, but I don't know if they have permits or not, so I was wondering if the PD can check them out again.
Well, yeah, you'd have to check the specific address and
Right.
license plate, because a person could call, I could wait until 1 AM and call in and get the overlook. So, yeah, it can't be just a general thing, it has to be a specific license plate and car, and we can check it.
Okay.
But,
If I have to give you the plates, could they run them and check them?
well, they can tell you if they got the overlook. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it.
It's not an instant thing, but they can
Okay.
figure it out.
Yep, I'll have them do that. Thank you, appreciate it. That's the only thing I have on this whole thing.
Any other new business? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So be it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're done.
Just, I think you set a record.